All right, everybody, welcome. We're going to talk about 205 Live tonight. That's what we do here now. I got my 205 Live shirt. I'm Robert O'Neill, joined by Jeremy Lambert and Joe Hulbert. Guys, what are you looking forward to this week?
Roderick Strong kicking the shit out of somebody.
I don't believe he's on this week, actually.
I don't think he is either.
No, he was on the big NXT, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, here's a question. How does that affect his Lou Fairs Wrestler of the Year award? Because that show didn't draw very well from what I'm gathering.
That's not his fault, though. Like,
that's what I said.
Yeah, they don't center anything around him. Maybe if
no,
they
Jeremy,
draw better.
I just think it's time for the Wednesday Night Wars to end so that both shows can grow on their own and get away from the toxic battle that's taking place on Wednesdays,
No,
I
the toxicness isn't working for NXT.
I just think my honest belief, and you guys can call me out on this, I really believe that if they wasn't going head-to-head, AEW would actually be doing 9 million viewers and NXT doing a steady 5.5. But as long as they stay on this very, very troublesome Wednesday Night War that causes much toxic discussion on Twitter, they will be limited to this viewership. Don't you agree, Bob?
I do agree, yes. It's not good. They need to switch it up a little bit. Also, I don't know if you knew this about NXT. There were people who really liked it, thought it was going great, and then they did the reboot, and they're like, oh, we needed to do this.
No, look, I'm sure the people that run NXT say that the ratings don't matter because we're doing like a reset and it's developmental again. Good for them, but I personally think it's good for the industry that style of product isn't really clicking because there's a lot of that shit that looks like. And before I go any further, I haven't watched it close enough to say it with confidence, but it does come across like some old school bullshit. Russo comes out in the chat. I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, Russo.
Wait, honest question. How much of this NXT have you seen, Joseph?
About 12 minutes.
O'Neill, you watch every week, right?
Not every week. I did watch most of last night. They don't really have like a defined product. They're just doing a lot of stuff and just kind of seeing what sticks, which is fine if you're developmental, but it doesn't make for the best TV.
I honestly watched the first week of the reboot because I think I covered it. And then I think I stopped covering it after that first week, and I haven't watched since.
Yeah, I can tell from my timeline that very few people are watching it. It doesn't surprise me when the rating comes in.
So I don't know what they're doing. So apparently they're just throwing stuff at the wall.
It appears that the content has taken a more edgy turn as of late. From what I can gather. Also talk about cock and stuff, Not true. Not really true, but yeah, true. The chat's talking a little bit about this, guys. I don't know what you want us to do with the Fightful Select scoop. It feels kind of weird for us to ignore it because it's on Fightful Select and this program is apparently affiliated with Fightful. I don't know. Like, I don't know if the chat, like, do they want us to talk about it or because it is like a big topic and frankly, there is a big overlap with the other big topic tonight that we've already talked about at length in terms of who's in that match. And there's a whole lot going on. I don't know what to do. But, I mean, I could just talk about my TEW show for the next hour and a half if you'd like.
I got to talk about Ric Flair's podcast because I put it in the headline, and I would like the world to know that I listened to Ric Flair's podcast, and it sucks.
Yeah. Just give takes on wrestling.
Yeah. Did you listen to it, O'Neill?
No, I saw the one clip where Mark Madden was screaming and Rick's just like in an empty room with no microphone, and I'm like, I'm not gonna.
It's awful.
Okay.
Rick's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I don't know, man. Him doing the pod feels like an indication that,
I give it a month.
So does Conrad. He actually said if that podcast is still around in a couple months, we'll do something. He actually said that on the Jeff Jarrett show. So, yeah, I don't know.
They're doing like a thing, like an NWA thing with Flair and a couple other guys on ad-free shows the next couple weeks. I saw that should be pretty interesting.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to be.
I don't remember who it is. It was like a bunch of 80s guys. I didn't listen to Jeff Jarrett this week yet, so
piece of shit. Look, in all fairness, like I'm not trying to bootlick here, but like Conrad's relationship with Rick is kind of he can't really just like cut him off. It's sort of You know,
Yeah.
like I understand. I mean, maybe don't do shows with him, but I also get it. Like it's tough. I've dunked on a lot of people for how they handled certain things this week. That one, I kind of get. There's a difficult dynamic at play there. I'm sure he wants to, rival his father-in-law, which is wild. But yes, what was we going to talk about?
I don't know. It's Weedman Wade's birthday. Happy birthday!
My God. Oh, how happy birthday. How old are you, Weedman Wade? Because it always pops me when our chat is like 17 and 18. Because I think we dominate the demo on Fightful, I'm going to be honest here. Always pops me when I'm not even like young compared to the people watching the show. It's wild. Now, anyway, here's what I'm going to say, okay? We're about to talk about, very briefly maybe isn't fair, but we're about to talk about a scoop on the famed Fightful Select platform. Okay? It could prove irrelevant for tonight, or it could prove very, very relevant for tonight. If you do not want any spoilers whatsoever regarding tonight's Dynamite episode, mute your gimmick after I say this one next thing. When we are done talking about this, Bob will wave for 5 seconds. Okay? And then you can unmute your video. But now you need to mute because we're about to talk about something that could be a spoiler. Look out for Bob's wave. Okay. Let's give everyone a moment to do that.
I like the idea that people are just going to keep watching this video and not like
have to now.
Have to. Video.
I'm not an idiot, Trevor. I was very smart the way I played that. Don't want to lose the viewership, brother. This is our channel, you know. I'm going to assume that everyone has done that. My God, Christian turned 21 on the 3rd of November. And Bob dab. No, I'm not going to make Bob dab. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, shit, that'd be good. In honor of Cam.
Now, the scoop is that the famed gentleman known as Dem Boys, which is also what Bob and I are known as when we do podcasts, are at AEW Dynamite tonight, the Briscoes, iconic Ring of Honor tag team. And naturally, this is a very, very worthwhile discourse because of the Briscoes' infamous comments. I want to say it's Jay exclusively, but I don't actually think that's true. I think they've both had some interesting tweets in the past, unfortunately. When I say interesting, do not take that as me softening up what it is. I mean, it's some, I get it completely.
Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting kind of time for this conversation after what the conversation we just had about Jay Lethal. Obviously, they're different things, but it's still interesting that we appear to be within the realm of possibility that the first 2 acquisitions from Ring of Honor are going to be controversial, is I guess how we're going to put it. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Before I go any further, I want to make this clear, and I think I can speak on behalf of Bob and Jeremy on this. We are not in any position to accept anyone's apology regarding this matter. Not at all. This is not a matter of me standing and go, well, said sorry. So no. That's not all it. And you can feel however way you want to feel about this. I recall Jay Briscoe's apology being somewhat, I don't want to say insincere, but it didn't exactly feel like a home run in terms of apologies. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a long time ago, granted. I did see Ian Riccoboni tweeting about this the other day and talking about how they're developed as human beings. And I think Ian's track record is pretty positive. And I know what that subject matter actually means to him personally. And I would like to believe, and I'm pretty confident, that when he tweeted that, it was done with full, conviction. And it was the intentions were absolutely of the highest order. With that being said, I'm going to reiterate again, I am not the person to accept this apology. Does that make sense? So they could apologize 101 times. It isn't up to me to tell you whether you need to accept that. Like, you do you. Yeah, so first on that whole part of it, because that is like the story here. Jeremy, any kind of thoughts on this? You may have covered this thing more closely than I don't know. What do you think?
This was a while ago. So
yes.
Yeah, this was before I was, the lead news guy at Fightful. So I knew about this. I'm not gonna lie and be like, I knew sort of everything about. I didn't remember his comments. I knew what they pertained to. I didn't remember his exact words. So I'm legitimately like looking this up to see what he actually said and to see his apology and to see sort of what the fallout from everything was. Obviously, I don't condone any of it. It does say Ring of Honor respects and appreciates stuff. It does not. Jay Briscoe does not represent our views or opinions. Ring of Honor issued the following statement. Jay Briscoe would like to express his sincerest apologies. He will address the public during an event. I don't know when that event happened. Ring of Honor and Jay have agreed to donate his full pay for the next Ring of Honor events to the Partners Against Hate charitable organization. Partners Against Hate was created to prevent, deter, and reduce juvenile hate-related behavior. So I don't see like an actual apology from Jay.
I want to say it was a video, and someone mentioned in the chat. I think he framed it as a character thing that he missed for, which is why earlier I said that it was not a particularly And from what I remember, and this could be wrong, so if it is, my apologies, but I remember him framing it as an attempt to get heat, and I do not think he was a heel.
Yeah, that's what
I remember that being really odd at the time. That I could be wrong on that, but I remember that being a topic. I don't know, man.
So Doc Thrasher in the chat says Effie mentioned that he had a conversation with both of them when he and AJ did the ROH taping. It sounded positive. Obviously, doesn't erase anything. It doesn't. If the people that matter had the conversations and they felt okay with it, because I think Titus O'Neil is a good representative of everything, and I think the New Day are good representatives of things. Obviously, we're talking about racism here, not homophobic comments, but there have been different people who have made racist comments over the years in wrestling, and some of them have been forgiven because they have shown actual regret and remorse by their peers, and others have not been forgiven because they have not shown regret and remorse by their peers. And that's kind of where I lean on in this situation, is if people who are gay feel that there is some regret and some remorse from Jay, then I'm not saying that's good enough for me, but that matters more than kind of my opinion on things.
Absolutely. It would really help. And I don't know the best way of handling this, but I'm being honest. If this kind of development they've made as human beings, or Jay especially, so again, I don't know what Mark did or didn't do. If it is as real as Ian suggested, and I don't have any reason to doubt Ian, it would be really nice if it was tackled more publicly, and it wasn't a thing that they apologized and then it was like just this sort of, again, as I talked about the other day, an asterisk that was just paired to their name. If professional wrestling wasn't professional wrestling and they say came out on AEW tonight, I would expect that their signing would come with a full statement regarding this matter. That is not going to be the case because it's professional wrestling, which will allow this thing to continue to build, and we'll continue to find out how they've evolved via leaks and other people's stories, because this is professional wrestling. Now, Bob, I know that we covered an awful lot there, so my apologies before throwing it to you, but just any thoughts on the general matter? And
No, I mean, I think it's important to point out what you said. Like, it's not our place to accept their apology.
Right.
I do hope that they have learned and grown as people. I think everyone who has said or done questionable things in the past do deserve that benefit of the doubt. Yeah. And they do have to show it, though. But I'm not going to tell anyone how to feel about this. If you feel a certain way, that's fine. I mean, you are well within your rights. And it's a tough situation. I understand how people feel, and I think if it does come with a signing, I do think that AEW is going to have to say some sort of statement, but we have to see what happens.
Yes, they should, but wrestling is in the
it's the same thing that's been discussed all week elsewhere.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you've watched enough of our show, you know what I think of them as talents, but it feels real irresponsible to have that conversation and go, anyway, imagine them versus this, it's not the time for that. So I think we can all wave now and let people come back onto watching the video, right? Bob's waving already. He's already generally waved so the people know for sure. Free hands makes it easy, I reckon. All right, welcome back. Unspoiled ears. For those of you that wanted more on that, we will give it to you when the time is necessary. I just didn't want to, it's difficult.
Because it is to be clear, it's very possible that they are just backstage hanging out with friends.
Yeah. Who's going to immediately spoil it for the unspoiled ears? Then that's going to be an incredible bit. Incredible bit. Now, onto my TEW set. No, what we doing here? We talking about AEW?
No, we talk about AEW. It seems like a fine show tonight. Hangman Page is going to lose the title to MJF, and some other stuff's going to happen.
Gotta get that heat.
Yeah.
Four Door Soup says, more than Bob waved, I'm confused. That's fair. Jeremy, can you put in the chat that it's unspoiled? We're back. Okay, thank you, pal. So anyway, in this TEW, I'm really getting on to saying, man, 5 promotions have been hostile with me in the last month.
Wait, okay, so you started a new TEW series, I swear, every single day. So what is the starting point here? Like, what promotion are you?
You want me to paint the picture?
Yeah.
Well, you suggested everyone that watches this has notifications on my Twitter account and they want details.
You're just like 5 people are hostile with me now.
It is December 2021, and famed British billionaire Joe Hulbert has purchased Ring of Honor. Final battle concluded with the visual of new Ring of Honor champion Jonathan Gresham going face-to-face with the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. And we headed off into a new era. We did exactly what they said they're going to do, allegedly, and we came back on WrestleMania weekend with that match. It went to a 30-minute judge's decision. Jonathan Gresham won on split decision. Why? Because there are judges, because it's Ring of Honor Wrestling, and every match has a time limit, and there are judges for every match. That's why, Jeremy. Everything is in-house on the famed Honor Club service that we have rejuvenated. We have a home base in New York City called the Honor Arena, where we run most of our shows, and then we tour maybe one big place, one big city a month. We have acquired some names from the World Wrestling Federation. I will not name because it will make it look like I want them to lose their jobs. I'm not going to do that on the air. It's no one outrageous. Some particular favourites of mine that you could probably guess if you think hard enough.
Definitely got Roddy Strong.
Roderick Strong had a 90 with Jonathan Gresham at Best in the World 2022. Classic.
Did you get Dolph Ziggler?
No.
Oh.
So here's how I did this. Now, you know me, Jeremy Lambert. I have an interesting relationship with the word realism. Always been a challenge for me. I was very generous, but I give myself some, okay? So, I went through the whole roster. I put Brody King in AEW. I put Shane Taylor in AEW. I actually put the other guy in Impact because I thought AEW wouldn't sign him. What a rib that turned out to be. I kept myself Jonathan Gresham, which I legit don't think is unrealistic. He could, if you said to that dude, we're sticking around, I think he's sticking around. Bob Roode is out there. I have not signed him. That's the shoot. I'm not signed him. Trying to think what else but I did give myself one big free agent. I sent Wyndham to the Fleet just to pop myself. He beat Eddie Kingston last week. I sent Braun to Impact Wrestling. He just beat Eric Young for the world title. I did give myself Bud Matt. But
that's fair.
He's had 2 months. He isn't really unrealistic, right?
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
again, there was some other
Danielson as well.
No, that was a loan. Because we have because I'm a billionaire. I'm friends with Tony Khan.
Fair.
Listen, is it really unrealistic that Brian would do that match?
No, not at all.
Yeah, no.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So I did not sign Eva Marie. So our big overarching picture here, as I put Bob to sleep with this fantasy booking, is that Bud Matt, as the television champion, has just had an incredible run. Right, he's worked all of those WWE guys that lost their jobs that I won't name. And, he dropped the belt in October to Darius Lockhart, who's been fabulous. We got Jonathan Gresham as the world champion all the way to Final Battle. And it's the old school pro wrestling, brother, the collision course. As soon as Bud dropped that television title, we slotted him in there. He won Survival of the Fittest, which is always the thing that pops me. And we're setting up Gresham and Bud Matt at the Final Battle. There are some new WWE free agents on the way that I didn't actually cut them. WWE did it, which popped me tremendously. Cesaro. I'm not signing TJ
really?
Perkins. Yeah, the one that popped me most was Naomi, no one signed her. And I was sitting there. I didn't want to sign Naomi not because she's not better than my women, because it just seems weird her being in Ring of Honor, right? It's like if she left, she'd go to AEW. Yeah. I give them 2 months, they would not sign her. She wasn't working. So my headcanon was like, yeah, well, she wants to, she doesn't want to sign for AEW because then she could never go back to New York, Did a whole headcanon to make it worthwhile. She's now the women's champion. She's very good. Trying to think what else is going. I mean, it's a fluid world, man. Again, I'm very hesitant to name names because it's tough. But Roderick Strong and Jonathan Gresham, that's a magic moment. I mean, that's when you pull a 90 in Ring of Honor Wrestling, brother. That's a real triumph. But we made it about 6 months, and every promotion that's regional hates us now. So I think the end is nigh. I mean, CZW even came after us, and they'd we die every week. So there you go. That's where we're at in the honourable, the home of Ring of Honor, home of handshakes and other stuff.
This is fun. When are we doing our TEW series, Joseph? I missed this.
I don't know. Sometime soon.
Weren't we all supposed to do one? Did you tell me that one time? And then that fell through.
These things happen in MMA.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anyway, that's Ring of Honor.
We should do one with O'Neal. Just so we should. Books
now, I do want to say, though, all bits aside, that is an interesting, structure for Ring of Honor, right? If it was fully Honor Club and you'd have to sell it to people. This is the way I was thinking. I was trying to have a think about this as logically as I could. You'd have to sell it to people as, obviously it's been revamped and the interface doesn't look like shit and you won't have to spend, you won't have to scroll for a 6-hour Bryan Danielson video to get the one match you want to see. That's horrific. But you would think of it as we need to give them the vault at its best and a nice system, but we also need to give them 2 to 3 live events every month. You just have to. Honor Club has to host a couple of events, at least 2 to 3. And the way I was thinking about it was, I don't think at this point they can go I don't think they can just go around the country. They're going to lose their arse, You'd need to have a kind of inexpensive home base, like a television studio, but you would, instead of doing TV, you just do events. That was my mindset, You could also, if you run an event, you can run lean and mean, brother. You need 15 people, maybe 20, maybe. There's something to it. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think they're probably just going to fade away, classify themselves as obsolete. I can tell you, man, when I booked Jonathan Gresham and Bryan Danielson WrestleMania weekend, and Gresham won on a split decision, and Bryan Danielson tried to fight me, and he got 96. I popped so huge. Just used that man and sent him back to the fleet. Just used him, got him out of there. Incredible.
I think we do. I like this scenario. We talked about it a little bit last week when we were on the Patreon with Shoot and O'Neal of doing the fantasy kind of scenario of what would happen if the world changed. We looked at the Hulkamania scenario, right? Of potentially doing something like that. I think that's the direction we go in. Or we use O'Neal and we say, you got Bray Wyatt, build around him. What do you do with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, O'Neal?
See, I'm not very good at the week-to-week stuff. That's why I'm glad I have Shoot, because he can do it. Usually I just do the auto booker and then just tweak it from there.
That's cowardly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's cowardly.
He's a bootlicker.
Yeah.
I've been working on, Jeremy, I text you this. I wasn't in the best of conditions, but I was trying. I am currently working on a 2031 database.
Yeah.
Imagine through the eyes of one Joseph James Hulbert.
I didn't
feel free to ask me some questions.
Everybody is. Did you age everybody by 10 years?
Well, if you just move the start date forward, they just age.
Oh, they just age?
That's it. That part's easy.
Yeah, okay.
Figuring out where everyone should be is the hard part.
Right.
Would you like to ask some questions, guys, about what happens in 2031?
I would much like. Is AEW the number one promotion?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is currently booked by the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Wow.
He actually retired at the end of his AEW contract. And he signed a Legends deal with Disney-owned WWE to get his own roller coaster called the Yes Movement, in which you go up and down his arms. But then after WWE closed down in 2029, he felt he needed to get back in the business. So he's now the head booker of AEW. There's some controversial takes about his booking, though, because he's kind of, like, there hasn't been a promo on the show in 6 months, and people are a little bit uncomfortable with it. So, you know, that's where we're at right now with AEW. Any other questions, guys?
I know you've got the NWA
Factual.
run by Paul, right? Paul
yes,
runs the NWA?
And with head booker Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, I do. Yes. Cody, he actually left in 2023. He bought Ring of Honor. Went very, very poorly, as you can imagine. Cody's kind of struggled since then. He's rebuilt the bridge with Tony Khan, but Tony says he'll never hire him again. So he's kind of floated around as a booker, and that's what he's doing for Paul right now. Paul's a little bit older. He's given up the pencil, you know. Still the owner, though.
Yeah. What's Impact up to?
They're in the exact same position.
Just Eric Young on top, running wild.
Mm-hmm. Unchanged totally.
Shane McMahon has done something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what's Shane?
He's the money man behind Paul Heyman's ECW revival.
Right. That's right.
Now Heyman's had an interesting go with that because since he purchased the license from Disney, he's actually closed it 3 times, only to reopen it months later. There's a lot of allegations about why that is and where the money's going. He has recently found success, though, with top guy Jon Moxley, who has returned to the States after an iconic run in Japan. He is in the sort of Terry Funk role. He, of course, famously left AEW in 2025 when Chris Jericho's head booker ran him out of the promotion by being so incompetent. As a couple rough years there for AEW, you know, because obviously what happened was Tony had to step down. He was exhausted. And Chris Jericho stepped in, and things went as you'd expect them to with Chris Jericho having the pencil. He nearly killed the promotion, nearly killed wrestling as a whole as WWE struggled over on Disney. And CM Punk famously in 2027, when he got the book, that's the hottest run any promotion's had in 40 years. Punk was an incredible booker. He's just stepped down recently. He's kind of in the Steve Austin role now. Like he'll come out and just GTS guys. And Brian's obviously, as I said, he's controversial, but he's coming in. It's like taking over a championship team, right? Like they're so good. How much can Brian mess it up? It's interesting. AEW, I mean, they've been through some ups and downs in the last 10 years, guys. I've got to say.
What is New Day up to?
I don't know yet. I was really thinking about this a lot. My kind of gut feeling was that, like, I feel like Woods wouldn't be in the industry in that. Like, that's a long time. But I also wanted him to be on commentary. Like, I don't know. I was playing with it. I kind of like the idea of them all going to the fleet just to pop myself. But then I realized that when their contracts came up, Jericho would have been the head booker, and I was like, well, I don't know if he'd negotiate that deal particularly well. I don't know, because I like the idea that Jericho kind of run off like half the roster by being insane. It's just fun to me. What's the
Elite doing?
They all retired. They're all just old men in the Hall of Fame. Come out and wave every once in a while. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on. Buddy Murphy has main evented 15 Tokyo Dome shows in 9 years, which is really quite the feat. Bob has froze.
Yeah, it's a good freeze frame too.
Yeah, looks like he's really tending to say important there, huh? Jeff Jarrett, of course. I mean, goes without saying, Global Force Wrestling. It's come and gone many a time since then. In the mid 2020s, he actually briefly returned to TNA Wrestling and rebranded it Global Force Wrestling, only to have it taken out from under him by a rock and roll star.
Which rock and roll star? Chris
Jericho?
I
don't know, I haven't got that far yet.
Oh, I just assume it's Chris Jericho.
He should be. He should be the Fozzy guitarist that appeared at the Full Gear.
Yeah.
That was incredible, wasn't it?
Oh
my God, it's Fozzy.
O'Neill's just gone. What are the horsewomen up to, Joseph?
Well, it's funny you asked that. The legit boss Sasha Banks fell into a bidding war with Disney, who now own WWE. Multiple CEOs trying to secure her as a star of a brand under the Disney umbrella. She eventually, of course, became a Jedi Knight in Star Wars 16, which caused controversy among that fan base because she'd already been in Star Wars, but, is what it is. She's actually stricken from WWE history for that decision.
Wow.
Yeah. Bayley is an agent for AEW. Queen Charlotte Flair makes action movies. They're directed by Ric Flair, who's 100. Becky Lynch is the Becky Lynch part is this feels like a spiteful pop. It isn't even really Becky. Becky's just retired. She's a legend. But Seth Rollins has stopped wrestling after WWE closed down because he doesn't want to disrespect the legacy of the brand.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. That's about right.
You know what rules? Like, when I'm done with this, I'm going to release it online because I've updated the bios. So, like, you can actually catch up on everything I'm saying right now. Like, Seth Rollins' bio really says he stepped away from the industry out of respect for WWE's legacy. Very proud of it.
What's Roman doing?
Oh, Roman's Hollywood, brother. He's Hollywood. Fair. And so what actually happened was WWE, when Disney bought them, they went through a range of different philosophies. Jason Jordan was shockingly made CEO at one juncture. And poor Jason wanted to do a wrestling promotion, and they were trying to have it on ESPN, and it went very poorly. Jason Jordan is now like an agent for the NWA, and he's often like branded as the man that killed the World Wrestling Federation for no apparent reason, just popped me. And I was looking at WWE's list of agents, and I was thinking, like, who would be like an exciting young CEO? Like, all of these old fucks lined up. Like, please, they were so old. So I went with Jason Jordan, and then in the mid 2020s, they went away from that, and they became just like content on Disney. And then, as I said, in 2029, they decided they would just all new content was done for the foreseeable future. They would exclusively use the licenses and the IPs for like roller coasters and spin-off cartoon shows. Like The Undertaker has a cartoon show. It's very popular, but there's no new Raw and SmackDown. It's done.
Oh, I mean, that's fair. That's how.
Yeah, agreed. It's basically what they are at this point, if we're being honest. They just do the shows.
What's Rhea Ripley doing? I feel like that's an important question.
She beat Kazuchika Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 50. I don't know. I haven't thought that far. She won the G1 climax in the mid 2020s.
Reese wants to know how the Machine Gun Carl Anderson is doing.
Yeah, it's actually kind of embarrassing that I haven't got an answer for that, huh? I'm gonna be honest, you guys, in this Ring of Honor save, like the Good Brothers contracts came up, and I was like, Bob famously tweeted like, I'm sitting here nervous about Rey Mysterio joining Impact Wrestling, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the Good Brothers, and I'm like, well, everyone knows what I want to do here, right? Like, I want to sign, half of this team, give Machine Gun a little TV title run, and get on with this. But I'm looking, and I can't even. I know for a fact he would not sign that contract, because why would he do that when he could do half the work with Impact with Gallows? I just let him resign. I said, oh, whatever. You know what I will say though, like, and I don't know if this is controversial or not, and I think it will be very much polarizing when it happens. I think they're like 100% just going to AEW when their deals are up.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're not sharing them anymore makes me more confident, to be totally honest with you. Am I crazy for that, Jeremy Lambert?
No, not at all.
It feels like, well, look, if we found out anything the last week, the Bucks can get their friends hired at any turn. So they love them some Good Brothers, man. Is what it is. Anyway,
I don't think that's a hot take at all. I feel like that's just like gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be like when the All Elite graphics get posted, everyone will get really upset because the Good Brothers. But I'll pop.
I'll tweet that I call them the Bad Brothers.
You will,
like 30 likes.
That Sour Boy shit is incredible, man. I didn't realize how funny that was.
O'Neal, have you seen the Sour Boy?
No.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Oh, I feel
how
like
much of this could we like?
This.
How much of this could we show?
I don't know if we could show that much of it.
Yeah,
maybe. Why don't we just have like O'Neal just watch it? Like it's
okay.
Yeah.
Bob, type in Sour Boy on the YouTube. We should probably about Dynamite at some point.
Can I mute the StreamYard? Because I never know how to do that.
What do you mean?
Like, can I make it so I don't hear you guys and I only hear?
Just mute the tab. Yeah, mute the tab.
Oh, okay. That helps me for Thursdays too, because I'm in here and sometimes I want to watch other stuff or I have work to do. And
my God,
wow,
burial of the distraction.
No, Good program. This is a 14-minute video, by the way.
Yeah. What is a 14-minute video?
The compilation, the PT Sour Boy compilation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
You don't have to watch the whole thing. Like, you get the gist of it.
You'll get the idea pretty quick.
All right, let me see.
Everyone, if you want to watch it, I'll post the link in the chat.
Wait, has Bob not muted himself?
There we go.
Bob.
He has the audio going. That's why.
We should probably
I don't think we'll get in trouble. I don't think we'll get in trouble if there's like background audio.
Okay.
It's just watching.
Oh, Bob looks so uncomfortable. He looks like he's watching like some sort of. Oh, he's popping a little
He's
bit.
laughing.
He would chuckle. God, this is incredible content. We're just watching Bob watch something together as a family. I'm gonna lie, there's one of them. The one when he takes the drink and immediately does it. I was in tears almost. It's so dumb. It's more the way the Young Bucks react to him.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob's not having fun. So anyway, Dynamite tonight. Oh, he's popping! Look at Bob!
Hey, man. Say what you want about those guys. They are funny.
They are. Yeah. They're very immature, but they are funny guys. You can see why they're fun to have around when you're doing fucking TV and everyone's stressed out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Yeah. This is quite the bit. But anyway.
The link is in the chat. Just scroll up. I posted the link.
Anyway, Dynamite. What match are you most looking forward to tonight? Robert O'Neill?
I mean, I'm more than anything, I'm looking forward to the Hangman celebration, but
That's not a match.
No, if I had to pick like an actual match, probably the tag.
Which tag?
The well, hold on. Sorry, I was still watching this video. The tag with the Butcher and Blade, because I love Butcher and Blade. I'm glad they're back.
Have you heard the backstory to that, Bob?
No.
So now this rules. The Butcher is on tour with his band, which is very successful. So God bless the Butcher, he's awesome. And he left like this Wednesday free just in case. And Ishii is like one of his like dream matches, like one of his favorite guys. So when them two dudes lock up tonight and just charge each other, it's getting pretty cool. Because Butcher, look, I don't know the Butcher. He's never DM'd me a compliment, though he has retweeted one of my articles. He just seems like the nicest guy.
Oh,
yeah. He also regularly appears on the Bunny's vlog with a sandwich in his back pocket, which is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. I'm just fired up. You know?
Very friendly guy. From by all accounts, people who do DM me. The Butcher does not DM me.
Look at this comment. I just subbed to Late Night Grin the other day. F you, Bob. Well, thanks for the subscription, pal. I appreciate. I mean, I don't necessarily agree, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I actually agree. That's the match I'm most looking forward to.
I think so too.
Is that okay? We're all agreed.
Yeah, I am looking forward to Leo and Dante against the Acclaimed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Shida and Nyla. Shida and Nyla always had good match. They always had good chemistry, those two, and that'll be interesting. I think Nyla's winning there, don't you?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shida pinned her in the pre-show and leg, Serena.
Right, and the bottom of that bracket is Ruby and Chris, and you're not. I don't think you're doing another face versus face match. So
hey,
Nyla
Bob,
winning.
Your thoughts on the claim that Ruby Soho's destination is unknown?
We've tried this bit before, and it doesn't really work when you say it out loud.
Well, it's not. Listen, but with that attitude, nothing will work. Okay, I'm going to set up again, and you're going to give it a roll of the dice, right? Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the claim that Ruby Soho's destination is unknown?
Destination unknown, hardly. Her destination is Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, that was great. See,
yeah, it actually worked better that time.
I thought it worked.
Just work it out sometimes, man. Imagine if Machine Gun and the Big LG give up the first time they fucked up the Magic Killer. You know?
True.
Or the Boot of Doom, famous tag team finishes, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine if Blake and Murphy just packed it in the first time they hit. Whatever they did. You know?
It's a fair point.
I don't think they had a tag finish. If they did, I feel like I'd remember it.
Yeah, I don't really think they did. The only, Alexa was kind of the star of that group, and it was very evident right away. Yeah.
They were a good team.
Can you do Alexa's theme, O'Neill? Like the intro to it?
Which one? The Evil is Mine?
No, I don't care about that one. The good one.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
The one she used to use before she got spooky?
Yeah.
That
theme rules.
I'd argue with people. Yeah, I'd argue with people today about Money in the Bank 2018. Be like, oh, she shouldn't have won. And that's one of the loudest live reactions I've heard for someone, the cash in and the actual winning the ladder match. So it just people don't know what they're talking about, man.
Alexa is hilarious because she's one of those wrestlers that if you're online, you'll convince yourself that smart fans hate her, and then you'll see a Chicago crowd react to her, and it's like, she's really hard to read in that regard. Reese mentions those funny gallows punches. Not certain of this, but I'm pretty convinced he does those exclusively as a rib on how often he was asked to put his hands up in the World Wrestling Federation. So he throws one punch with his arms above his head every single time. Incredible bit. Yeah, no, look, the thing with that is, she won the belt and got killed by Ronda. Some of Alexa's booking was bad, but that feels like something they actually achieved. Ronda killed her.
Yeah. Because, if you let Sasha or Becky win, what do you do from there? It's clear they're going with Ronda, so, I don't know. People, it's a revisionist thing, though, too.
Did you yell at anybody about Kenny Omega today? You were fired up in the group chat that I am a part of.
I didn't do it today. I did it last week. I was upset, be like, oh, if I need to read something, it's not a good feud, which, it's dumb. Garbage.
Okay. Jack Crosby's a professional, so I'm going to expose him on the air.
Where is that coward? Are you guys chatting in the group chat that I'm not part of?
Not right now, no. I think he's busy. Okay. He sent this message, and this is Bob's tweet. Perhaps the most surprising development of 2021, which I'm going to be honest with you, Bob, you're pretty popular. I do not think this is one of the most surprising developments of 2021, but I appreciate you kind of framing it that way. Is me coming around on old Kenneth, his words, not mine. Of course, part of that comes from actually watching him instead of being petulant about it, which feels like I've done on approximately 80% of his mutual base, which is interesting. Jack sends this to me and confirms it in the group chat. Neither of you guys are in with the caption, "My God, he makes me prouder by the day." Isn't that lovely?
That's nice. I like Jack. I wish Jack was here, but he's busy. I guess.
Pretends he's busy anyway. Coward.
Yeah.
But Kenny Omega, pretty good.
Fair.
Indeed.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
it's
man,
crazy
go ahead.
I was saying it's crazy that he's about to miss 4 months, and their television's probably still gonna be really good.
Yeah, that's Mox too, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I saw Garrett Kidney talking about that earlier, my pal, saying that they're not really going to miss a beat. They have enough star power, they have enough depth. It's cool.
So this is outrageous to this on the air, but I'm going to do it. I don't follow Garrett because Jeremy knows this. I have a very, very firm rule at this point in my career that I do not follow first. But I like a lot of his tweets and I enjoy his content. It always hits my timeline anyway, right? It's wrestling Twitter bubble, is it? When he appears in your mentions, my genuine response is always I feel like something's happened to the timeline, something's broke.
So here's something. Here's O'Neill. Does John Alba follow you?
Yes.
He was on our stream today. It was definitely not John Alba, but it was John Alba. And we were talking about you on our stream. And he's like, yeah, I was, messaging with O'Neill and we were having this conversation where I was like, it is fucking wild that legit people interact with O'Neill.
Right. But here's the thing though. we were like a middle man in that whole thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
The Garrett thing is like, that just, to me, that feels like the kind of account that Bob dunked on every week in 2019. Yeah, what I mean by that is it's a good account.
You want to hear how that happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I had him blocked for a long time, and someone like mentioned his TNA podcast that he started. I'm like, I might as well unblock him if someone mentioned that. It's embarrassing, someone recommends something to you and then the other person's like, oh, that person blocked me, so I didn't want to do that. Yeah. And then he just followed me and now we're friends.
I got you and Ross to like unblock each other. Right?
Yeah.
Ross Berman from Ross Berman.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, Bob's more popular than I. Not even mutuals most of these people.
There's one that still hasn't happened that I think is going to happen someday and will be hilarious.
Bix?
Yes. I didn't want to say it, but yes.
That's fine. I love Bix. He doesn't follow me, but I follow him because he's so valuable in the industry. So I actually follow Bix.
He's a good writer. He's a good reporter. I like their podcast a whole lot.
You got shouted out on that podcast the other day, huh?
That too, yeah.
Incredible. You heard about this, Jeremy?
No, what happened?
The famed Oracle of Wrestling went on between the sheets.
I did see Oracle was on the show.
He promoted our show. we named Bob, who is vehemently blocked by Biggs. And I'm not saying Biggs is wrong on that front as well, because we've all talked about Bob was at one point an arsehole, so I get it, but it just was funny to me. It really was funny. Oracle, man, he's just an incredible piece of this puzzle he is, huh? Spectacular. We watched 2.5 hours of WCWC shows the other night, and just watching the Oracle. Oh, it was one of the best shows I've ever done. And I mean that as a shit, Jeremy. You would love doing one of these watch shows because we always struggle for a balance on watching and just talking shit. Yeah. C shows are made for it. None of it's supposed to be watched. The wrestlers don't want to watch it. So you just sort of glance up and see the Steiners killing someone every 5 minutes. It's amazing.
When we watched the Raven match when I was on the show, that was tremendous. I'll come on one of the watch-alongs at some point.
It's great. It's tremendous stuff. Yeah, we did the Raven match and we all kind of just was watching it. And Oracle was sitting there popping huge every time. It's great stuff, man. One of the legends of the game. So anyway, what else is on Dynamite? I'm not even doing a bit of like the elephant in the room. Like I don't really have anything to say about it. It'll be fine. What is actually the other stuff that's announced?
Danielson against Evil Uno.
Yeah, that'll be good. He should face every member of the Dark Order.
I think what's crazy? There's a chance, man. There's a chance he could do that.
Like I legitimately think he will. Dude, he's probably going to wrestle like Preston Vance on the Dark taping before Dynamite tonight, and then he'll wrestle Uno, and then he'll wrestle Stu Grayson for the Elevation taping before Rampage, and then he'll wrestle John Silver on Rampage. They need to knock them all out right here.
Well, I understand they're all three bald white guys, but those are the matches I want most. Angels, Grayson, and obviously Silver. The match for Silver would be good Lord, man. He's great, right?
Mm-hmm.
John Silver,
really,
he rules.
Good.
One of Bob's first AEW guys that you could tell Bob was an actual fan of. Popped me tremendously. He's great. He stands out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it does feel worth having this conversation. The great Robert O'Neill. I think I just call him Rupert. Robert O'Neill. He texted me last night. And it was a text sort of laced with guilt and apology. As he said, yeah, okay. Punk versus Kingston ruled. So I want to give Bob the floor at this time to just clear the air, because there was a lot of... I actually got 25 DMs last night about Bob saying it was good, only good. So I would like Bob to clear that up a little bit.
Yeah, well, the first time when I watch it live, I had some other stuff going on that I was doing, and my feed wasn't the greatest. I'm not going to get into that.
How did you buy it?
I watched it back with a better feed yesterday. And just a great match. One of my favorite matches of the year. Just all action from start to finish. I missed Punk's tribute to John Cena the first time it was on.
My God.
How did you miss that?
His BR live feed kept breaking up.
Yeah, it was like an 11-minute match, and I probably missed like 4 non-consecutive minutes of it, so it wasn't ideal.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit together, BR live.
Exactly.
Whatever the thing is called.
Yeah.
I had a lot of bad things about that.
I think from now on, I am going to go to the cinema, though.
Yeah.
I would want to watch one of those things in the cinema if I didn't have to like work.
Because like I thought, oh, what if you get like a crowd of people that, but people aren't going to go and just like be obnoxious. That's the thing.
No, I feel like if
I
feel like if they're going to a cinema for this thing, like they're gonna like enjoy it and not try to ruin other people.
Yeah, and I've heard from people from like all over the country who are like, it's a great time. Just go do it. And it's not like it's that far from me, and it's cheaper than ordering the pay-per-view. So
Joseph
do it.
Is.
It's the move for Revolution.
The chat, man. The chat is outrageous. Punk on the Road 2 cut an incredible promo. If that doesn't air on Dynamite tonight, come on, man. You got to put some of this stuff on TV.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff should be on TV because some of the Road 2 stuff is tremendous.
Yeah. That was like 50 seconds. Got to be a place for it on Dynamite. I'm sorry, there has to be. That was incredible, that promo cut. Wait, Bob, have you seen this promo?
I'm gonna watch it.
Is it the one that like was going around Twitter last week, or is it a different one?
No, the one from literally. Yeah, they aired it last night. It's from
I did not see that.
See, that's why it needs to be on television. It was incredible. I don't want to spoil like what he says, but like the content is really interesting.
Do you know about what time it comes on the Road 2?
You'd honestly probably there you go.
It looks like it's pretty early, yeah. Because here's clips from Punk in Kingston. Okay, I'm gonna watch it. You guys can talk. I'm gonna mute the tab, and I won't have it playing like O'Neal.
Hey Bob, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. You excited for Bulls Blazers tonight after Dynamite? You can stay up for it?
No. Can you give me your top 205, 205 live wrestlers, please?
Number 1 is Mustafa Ali. He's better than Buddy Murphy. Number 2 is Buddy Murphy. Number 3 is Rod Strong. Number 4 is Tony Nese because I saw him win the title, which signified the end of that brand. Number 5 is Odyssey Jones. Number 6 is Brian Kendrick.
This is good. You're doing good. I'm impressed. Very impressed.
I've never actually watched it, show.
You must be so befuddled when you sit on the grin and hear us talk about Bud Matt. You must be like, what is wrong with these guys? He did a little tag run with Seth Rollins. Who could possibly care?
No, you know what? I watched his match with Okada.
That was good. It was a good match. Yeah, I like that match.
Liked it. Yeah, he's kind of like in a weird place where like I don't know necessarily where he fits. I hope this New Japan thing works out for him. But he's good.
I know where he fits.
Well, Punk's going full dickhead.
He's so good, man.
It's gonna be great.
It's
gonna be great.
I'm actually not going to go into too much detail because I want to save it for a special edition of the Distraction Aware next week. I just want everyone to know that I think I'm in love with CM Punk. He's just glorious. I think so. He's honestly, I'll get into this more detail next week. He actually is reminding me of a lot of stuff I love about professional wrestling that I like sometimes get lost in the kind of, we talk about it a lot, right? It's like, this guy's a great worker and this, he's just so fucking good. His understanding of it, the subtlety of some of his stuff, the way he talks, the way he works, the way he carries himself. Beautiful professional wrestler.
And I mean, to not do it for so long and just not miss a beat too, I think is the thing. Like he's as good as he was when he left.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian, I'm not making Bob watch NXT 2.0. No. He publicly quit the program. Who's your favorite current NBA player? He's well, I remember when I famously, what a pop. Remember on the Distraction when we did a Q&A episode and I give you Robert Covington as my answer? Do you know how many pals of mine I popped with that? Robert Covington.
Is he still in the league?
He's going to be locking up fucking Levine tonight. That would be a bad matchup. Actually, hopefully not that. He's great. Yeah, the thing is, I missed a lot of the Punk stuff. But again, we'll get into that another time because the distraction has many things coming up, folks. I don't know how good any of it will be, but it'll be on these platforms in some shape or form.
Since we're talking about the NBA, I do want to bring up one thing, which you seem upset that I'm happy that my team is good.
Yes.
And that's a bummer. Like, I'm sorry your teams are bad, but
my team isn't bad though. That's the thing. I
don't think the Sixers are bad. I don't care.
They've been attacked. They've been attacked by circumstance. My team,
Yeah.
Because without Simmons, they were playing good with Embiid. Yeah. It's just as soon as he went down, it's like they're
I mean, they look good against the Bulls.
They kicked your ass twice, Bob.
Yeah. And then Embiid got Vucevic sick.
Stop doing this shit, man. Look, here's the thing.
That's my favorite bit.
You need to understand this, Bob, okay? I spent a lot of my life reading something, a very familiar comment that says something like, let people enjoy things. And when you get told to do that enough times, you eventually not want anyone to enjoy anything. So when I see you being like, this is just fun, huh? What a time we're having over at the Chicago Bulls. I just want it to all crumble. I'm sorry. I don't,
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably will lose more games this year. So, you don't have to worry about that.
I don't think they're going to win every single game.
Hot take.
Yeah. I feel like my team's probably going to lose a fair amount.
That's fine. Process, brother.
I mean, I'm fine with it. Look, Shea looks good. Giddey looks good. Dort is now an offensive machine. Where we need to be.
God bless.
I was going to go to Bulls Thunder, but it's like in the middle of the week. It's only like 4 or 5 hours from here. I was going to go down there, but it's like a Wednesday night. So
I'll meet you there. Wednesday night when? Let's go.
It's a Wednesday before the Rumble.
You get together and do like a Rumble pool where you get everyone involved and you pick numbers and stuff. You could speculate on who's going to win the Royal Rumble. You could speculate on the road to WrestleMania. You could analyze the potential routes to such event. You could do loads of different things.
I give you my Rumble pick right now.
Who?
This is the. Have you seen how much Bob develops a radio presence? Go ahead, Bob.
I am going with Brock Lesnar and Bayley at the moment.
Wow.
Fucking Brock, man. Come on.
Dude, Brock's going to end this Reigns thing. He's 100% going to end this Reigns thing.
He probably is, and that's why I'm going to the Rumble, to see him win that instead of going to WrestleMania to see him beat Roman, because that's probably a bad decision. So,
yeah, Brock winning the Rumble is just peak WWE. I hope it happens.
I mean,
I do too. I'm rooting for Brock to end. They're going to do all this Roman building up, and it's just going to be Brock winning by Heyman turning on Roman.
Yeah, but look at the other guys they've built up. Like, it's been Riddle.
Whose fault is this, O'Neal?
No, I know. I'm not giving them a pass. I'm just saying, like, of the options they've presented.
What's the other guys they built up? You want Seth to end it?
No.
Why don't you build
I don't want to see him win the Rumble.
I think Big E should beat Roman on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's gonna, but
he's definitely not going to. But it's
shouldn't
a non-title match.
That shouldn't be happening at Survivor Series. It's so dumb. It's like the one big match they have left.
No, you just do a 6-man tag and have Big E pin one of the Usos.
You know what I do want to call out? I've seen a lot of discussion as of late regarding what the Survivor Series match is. Now, I would like to make it very clear that this is not an all-star match because there are very few stars in the actual match. Anything involving Austin Theory is not an all-star anything, other than one other thing I'm not going to get into here. I don't know how they actually replaced Rey Mysterio Jr., one of the top 10 wrestlers in the history of the world, with Austin Theory, and the arena didn't burn to the ground.
Yeah, that sucks.
I actually would have, if I was there that night, I would have left the building beforehand because I would have assumed there'd been a riot. Apparently no one cared. Of
course no one cared. You have to invest in care.
Listen,
people just show up to these shows because it's something to do on a Monday night.
Just be real. The lack of reaction to that is another great example of how people like me don't watch anymore.
Yeah.
Because if I was still watching that product consistently, I would have been so angry at that shit.
No one cares about this stuff. It's all heat, Joseph. Austin Theory got heat because of it.
It's true.
Just treat Ray right, man. Another beautiful man,
Gonna lose a feud to Dominic.
Oh. I really thought they were about to do the turn on Monday. Instead, they did Austin Theory, which wasn't any better.
Oh, Wade. Austin Theory. I wasn't trying to pull my punch on Austin Theory. Yeah, he sucks. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I don't get it. I understand, but they do them right. They need to. Use Pritchard and Johnny.
Is it bad that I watch it and I don't really care?
It's worse because you should just not watch it.
I mean, I have a Nielsen box or whatever, so it's not like
yeah, but you're still
my views being counted.
I gave up
rule so much.
I switch back and forth between Raw and Monday Night Football. If Monday Night Football's good, I'll watch that, but it would kind of suck this week. So
watch football.
The thing is, and this is saying that you always miss Bob, and it's why you can't, do this at the high level that we can, is because you always forget that it's supposed to be bad.
Sure.
Yeah. Like if you just realize that it's supposed to be bad, you would really grow to appreciate it much more. Like they're trying to upset you and make you hate the show. It's genius.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Watch it that way, pal. Yeah. Anyway, so Brock. Okay, so we covered that. Bailey. Is Bailey going to be back in time? She had the crutch the other day. I saw her.
Yeah, I don't actually know if she is, but I mean, you try and pick someone to win the Women's Rumble, man.
Jesus, sounds like confrontational. Man, I didn't book the promotion, brother.
I guess Bianca again is an option.
I feel like I legitimately think it's going to be Bianca again, and it'll be Becky and Bianca at WrestleMania. And Bianca the win back there.
I'm just going to be very clear about this. I did not ask Bob to pick the winners of the Royal Rumble. I would never ask him that. He legitimately said, I have the winners, the Royal Rumble. I can tell you.
And he yelled at you for you pick a fucking winner, Joseph.
Yeah, you piece of shit. You pick one. Bianca and Becky again is so uninteresting, but her winning the Rumble is definitely the right play. I mean, you probably better she just beats Becky in December, but I don't think they're doing that. So
no, they're gonna stretch it.
Yeah, I don't know who else could. I honestly don't. I mean, they've done such a poor job of. Don't even get me started on poor Rhea Ripley.
I mean, you could have Alexa come back and not be spooky and win the Rumble, and then win the title, and then hold the title for 3 years.
I wonder, okay, I don't want to talk out of turn here, so everyone rein me in if I go. Alexa was out for a medical reason, right? She had a sinus issue, wasn't that the thing?
Yeah.
So the recovery time isn't weird or anything on that. It's a couple months, probably about right. I'm not a doctor, but I'd assume, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
I do get I don't know anything about the famed Fiendess, Alexa Bliss. And Jeremy's listened to more of her interviews than I have, but I vividly remember her doing an interview with oh god.
I think it was E. If you're talking about the same interview, I think you're talking about.
It was a while back. So she just she was out with whatever she was doing. And they asked her about being champ again, and she sounded like she had been asked to do a podcast with Bob O'Neill. I've done that. It's fine. I'm just having fun. I get this honestly, and I'd love to dunk on the booking because I think it sucks. I legitimately think she would happily do the spooky stuff the rest of her career and then just retire. I don't think she really wants to be just one of the women wrestling in fatal 4-way contender matches every week.
Yeah.
I'd rather she not come back spooky. But I guess what I'm getting at is she's probably in a different place in her life where she isn't desperate to be chasing the title or anything like that. How many times she win that thing? 5 times, 6 times?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, she's I hate to say it, but she's more memorable for the Fiendess stuff than any of the title runs.
No.
I mean,
no.
You don't think so?
No. Brother, her winning that chamber match and cutting that promo, that's that lives forever. If you don't remember this is on YouTube. I'm telling you, that's a famous moment. It comes on my timeline every week.
Yeah, but I mean, me and you are different, than the normal regular person, though, right?
She won the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber and cut an all-time promo after.
Yeah.
And I say that I'm an Alexa fan. I don't think
what was the rest of her run?
I don't give a shit.
She had that one moment.
She has great delivery. A lot of her promos I don't think were great because of the content. When she did the original fake baby face, then went back to being a heel.
Okay,
it got an incredible reaction.
Yeah, I remember this now that you mentioned it, but I could not remember this at all. maybe it might be a little recency bias because people just know her. She's done the Fiendess shit for like a year now, over a year.
I'm telling you, the chat's they're out of their element, Donnie. I'm telling you.
Do you want me to run a poll?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna run a poll.
Give it like 5 minutes so we can get off before Dynamite.
Okay, yeah, I need to eat something. All right, so which run is more memorable?
This is memorable is such a dangerous word.
How do you want me to word it?
I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's scary because people are going to be like, well, because so bad it's good, bro, you know?
Yeah.
Well, how do you want me to word it?
Memorable's fine.
Okay. So I'm doing, the choices are Fiendess Alexa Bliss, any of her 20 title runs.
Don't do that. What was her 5 Feet of Fury?
Mm-hmm.
Is that her nickname?
5 Feet of Fury?
Yeah. Or Blake and Murphy. Yeah, I think you got, like, honestly, I think some folks in the chat are sleeping on how big a star Alexa Bliss was way before.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
So here's my point on this, Joseph, is I'm not sleeping. I think
I know
she's
that,
great.
yeah.
It's more of like, I don't remember any of her just like what she did during any of those title runs.
No,
I know she cut great promos. Like, I remember her and the Nikki stuff was great. I thought that stuff was really good.
The title reigns were, they weren't very good. I understand what you're saying, but I still think that when she goes into their Hall of Fame and they do a little video thing, I still think the bulk of it will be about her being, like mean girl heel.
Yeah.
Much more so. And then it will just be like at the end, it'll be like, she also, that's what I'm basically getting at.
Okay. All right. See, I understand that because I do think like mean girl heel stuff was very good. I'm talking about like her sort of individual title reigns of, I can't recall a single, I guess if you kind of group a lot of it together, it makes sense. But like the individual reigns themselves, I don't recall.
But I don't do that with anyone, do you?
Yeah, I mean, are there like any title reigns that you really remember from the past 15 years?
Well, Roman's.
Well, yeah.
In the women's division, it's tough, right? Remember, that's the division Charlotte's held the belt 18 million times, you know?
Yeah, like Becky's title run as the man. I can remember that. It wasn't that great, but like I remember who she was anyway.
Yeah.
And Kofi's run wasn't like great either, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's, all of this stuff is on them. Yeah,
100%.
I personally think, like when she joined up with Bray, she was a very, very big star, and the wrestling bubble never got that to me, and still doesn't get it. Like I think if you look at like metrics online, which Bob and I don't do because we aren't lunatics that type in Google Trends, instead we just get nerdy about stuff that's actually nerdy, like action figures. Makes us much cooler. I would assume she's like one of the highest in their whole promotion. People can dismiss that for whatever reason they want to, but there's not many women who got us over as much as she did. I'm really intrigued on this poll burying me here.
I haven't looked at it. I mean, I ran it for 5 minutes. Well, 5 Feet of Fury is doing really well. I think it's everybody in the chat just trying to. Let me tweet it from the Fightful account. It's almost over with it anyway.
But this is the thing is when you talk about like, markability with a woman's superstar, a female talent, people always like to shoot it down. But without naming names, like they're all very beautiful people. They don't all get over that way. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't need to name names. If you look close enough at the product, you can find a couple. It's still an art getting over. You still have to have a level of presence and charisma. But whatever. I ain't getting into that. Just waiting for this victory lap.
I'm sorry. I was not trying to disrespect Alexa Bliss.
No, I'm fucking mad about it, Jeremy. I'm I'm very angry right now. Blake and Murphy should win.
Blake and Murphy should win. Should have worded it better. The Fiendess will be more memorable than any of Charlotte Flair's title runs.
Yes. I would agree.
It's such the thing. The actual truth is, though, genuinely, like the Alexa stuff is such a bummer because her and Bailey is such a can't miss program. When Bailey was the babyface and she was the heel, and they made it one of the worst programs of the last 10 years. Yeah. And I don't think we give enough credit to the skill it takes to fuck that up as badly as they did. Great heel, great babyface. They have history. They had a chemistry, believe it or not. If you watch their matches before, fucking Johnny Ace and Michael Pierce Hayes got a hold of them. And they produce, that kendo match is one of the worst things ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is your life. All that stuff was terrible. Such a shame.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
No. And then obviously, look at the stuff with Banks. They had this whole dynamic of people thinking they had real beef. People were so into it, they never got promos on each other on TV. Wasn't allowed. Just did 3 cold matches and finished the feud. They're terrible at wrestling. I'm telling you guys, WWE are terrible at
it. The Becky and Charlotte stuff is really good with Becky doing these interviews. It's not good on TV, but
exactly.
Becky's promo was good on Monday. Charlotte's promo, I watched some of that. God. It was awful.
One of the worst things I've seen.
Yeah.
All-time bad shit. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I mean,
what did she do?
I thought about it yesterday.
O'Neal did it.
Just no reaction.
O'Neal refuses to do it.
Tony Storm had to come out and save her.
Oh man, 5 Feet of Fury kicked the shit out of Fiendess.
Bro, I'm telling you, she was like the top heel in the division for 3 years.
I'm with you. I like 5 Feet of Fury. I'd worded my comment wrong.
No, look, I know that you agree with me on it being better. I'm just trying to get across to you how big a deal she was. Because I'm already seeing the Alexa Bliss erasure, and Bob and I will not stand for that at any time, let alone this time. So that was a victory for Bob and I.
That's fair. I can see
now, what did Charlotte Flair, she just said loads of times?
Yeah.
Joseph O'Neal has watched Sour Boy. I have watched CM Punk. You must watch this Charlotte Flair promo.
All right, fine.
She can't go good promos anyway. Obviously that doesn't help, but this is just next level bad.
Absolute mega pop for 100 people watching this absolute shit show.
Dude, we're over.
Where is this? Where do I find this thing?
I'll post the link in the chat. Hold on.
You should is it the Tony Storm segment?
Yeah. The beginning of it before she comes out.
I assume it's the beginning of it.
Okay, yeah, I've got 2 minutes of it here.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, this is what Becky quote tweeted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Fabricated champion is an incredible line. This delivery is hilarious.
I think the stuff is a minute in. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Joseph. You can
The Queen just claimed that Becky won both belts at WrestleMania because of her, which is really interesting in kayfabe. But I know that works, but oh God.
Great.
Enough. I'm not watching any more of that.
It's bad.
I think I got 10 seconds into it, and I started at the stuff, and I was like, no, I'm no, nope.
See, that's to me. I don't need to do this again. I've done it, but that's one of those. To me, Charlotte Flair has quickly become one of those cases where everyone just wants to beat us into submission about it, and I'm just like, no, I don't care. You're not going to tell me that I care. Wow, big AEW news just came out of the dark tapings. You want to look that up, guys? I'm not going to spoil it just in case, but
I think it's
really exciting news. Yeah. To me, she's just a great example. I'm not saying she's untalented, but whenever someone says to me, you can't. What you're going to do if not make her the champion? I'm like, yes, that's what I would probably do. Yeah, I don't see why she has to wrestle 20-minute matches every month. No one else gets that opportunity, but whatever. Anyway, that has been your Dynamite preview show. We should wrap up here because Jeremy and I have to do we have to talk about some business after the show, Jeremy.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's just Bob do an outro.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for the AEW Dynamite preview, National Cowboy Shit Day. And we'll be back tomorrow for the distraction. Jeremy Lambert, Joe Hulbert, Robert O'Neill signing off.
I mean, O'Neill is like part of the distraction. Like tomorrow, I'm just here with the guys as the whole
time, brother. Full time.
3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, everybody. Distraction 4:30 post show on this channel. See you guys then.